Welcome to the most popular cable TV show in the nation, Education Exchange. I see a lot of smiles supporting what I made as a statement just now. We have been on the air for 25 years. Can you believe it? Beautiful night in Iowa City, Iowa. And we are with distinguished guests from Iowa City School District. Namely prominent school, Kirkwood Elementary. We are sharing our viewer tonight the views about AVID, which is a mindset, as Anita Gerling, the principal, describes it, a mindset which involves a lot of things, strategy and philosophy, as well as program and design and organization and all that. So we are having guests tonight. Let's start with the real heroes of the program and then go to the administrators, right? And you are Anaya. And on your right-hand side is Amelia. And behind you, Amelia, is Jessica, your teacher, fifth grade teacher, and both of you are fifth graders. And on your left-hand side is the big brain and the big leader of the school, Anita Gerling. So you have the floor now, and I want you to look at the camera where Mr. Michael Peterson there, and tell our viewer what's AVID.
We want to tell you tonight about AVID. It's advancement via individual determination. It's actually, like you said, it's a mindset. It's not a program that you purchase. And it's a mindset for students and staff. And it's the idea behind it is that we're creating a college-going culture. And that starts as early as kindergarten. Kids are talking about what colleges they'll go to, and we're also giving them the tools that they need to be ready for college. So there are many components to AVID. We're just getting started. This is our first year, and we are the first AVID elementary in Iowa. We have many components that we've started. We've worked on some note-taking. WICR is one of the strategies they talk about to increase rigor. So if every lesson you have includes the components of WICR, that's writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading, then we'll increase the rigor and therefore give kids the tools they need to be ready for college. So we're going to talk about a lot of those components tonight, and we brought the students with us because they're the ones that have the most expertise in this area.
So we had with Kirkwood last year, Brittany came to present the program. That was really a wonderful program. And I had the honor and the privilege of attending the final day, where Mr. Botchway gave his presentation, and you awarded the real heroes of the program. So it was a remarkable. You always have initiatives in the area of new programs, diversity, and so on. Tell me what's behind that. How did you become so pioneering in this area?
I think we just see that our students have so much potential, and we want to tap that potential. We have a very diverse community at Kirkwood, and we want to celebrate that diversity and have it shine.
And definitely you are very successful in this. And I remember seeing the kids wearing uniforms or ties, and it was a wonderful presentation that night. Jessica, would you like to start telling me something about the program, especially when it comes to your lessons, the weekly lessons?
Yeah, so we, one component that AVID presents us with is some materials called AVID Weekly that we use. We haven't really dived into them a ton in fifth grade, but the ones that we have used are very engaging, so they give us some reading material and they lend towards using inquiry in the classroom as much as possible. So inquiry as far as asking each other questions, answering questions, discussing those questions, And so one of the strategies that we use in our class a lot is called Socratic Seminar. And Socratic Seminar is a strategy where we talk about being scholars, and we've been talking about that all year. So we, instead of referring to our kids as students, we call them scholars because that's what they are when they're at school. And so we've talked about when scholars discuss things, they discuss them in a way where they're using academic language, so they're using information from what they've read, and they're using, they're being respectful of each other's thoughts, and they're sharing their own thoughts. So there's, well, Amelia or Anaya, do you want to tell how we do Socratic Seminar in our classroom? Yeah, go ahead, Anaya.
We get into a fishbowl, and there's some people in a circle that's in the fishbowl, and then there's some people outside the fishbowl, and the people that's in the fishbowl have to tell their thoughts and ideas about what happened, what you think about in the story.
So the questions come after they tell you the story, right?
So, for example, we'll read a story, and then we usually
Right.
end with, we call it a level 3 question, where you have to use your own ideas and your own thoughts to answer it, but it's still related to the question, or to the story. And so when I pose that question, I give them a chance to write their answer, and they bring those notes to Socratic Seminar, like Anaya said. And so the people on the inside start, and they discuss it, and they share their thoughts and share their ideas, and then we switch, so people who are on the outside and only got to listen get a chance to share their thoughts as well.
I want you to get more specific because when we were talking and Mrs. Gerling described to me backstage or before when we had the production correspondence about leveled questions. Can you tell me what do you mean by leveled questions and how does it affect maturity and growth of their minds and thinking?
Well, we've talked a lot about level questions in class, and I know that Amelia is really good at them because we've been doing them in
So
reading
let us
group.
go for Amelia now.
So Amelia, what's like a level 1 question?
A level 1 question is a question that you can find the answer to right in the book, so it's already there for you.
You mean you don't have to think much about it, right? It's already there. You just point out, say, here it is, right? Okay. And then you go after that to a higher level, which is level 2.
Level 2, it is a question where you have to find the answer using your own mind and stuff that's in the book.
So do kids have similar answer for level 2? Or they differ according to their thinking?
They're similar, but they're a little bit different.
A little bit difference.
So level 2 question would be like, make a prediction of what you think is going to happen next. So you have to use information that you've already read to make an educated guess of what you think might come. So you have to use the book and your brain to answer that question. So there could be lots of different kinds of predictions. So those do vary a lot, the level 2 questions. And then do you want to talk about a level 3 question?
Level 3 question is just using your own thinking. So it's not written down for you anywhere. You have to use your mind to come up with an answer.
And those tend to be questions like, how would you feel if you were in that character's situation? Or we just read a story about, or we saw a graphic about seat belts on school buses. And so we thought, what do you think states should do about having laws for seat belts on school buses? So those are the questions that are really different when
Thank
we
you
get
for
answers.
clarifying that. I want you to address another point about the mission statement or classroom statement. How did you come up with it? Is it
Well, we
between
brought
you and
ours
the
with
kid?
us.
Yeah.
Do you want to grab the poster and show it? It's kind of hard to
Oh,
read,
Great.
but this is posted in our classroom.
Can you read it aloud so that people who cannot see the fine writing here can understand it? Okay. I think Michael Peterson is helping us we can read. Well, Jessica, go ahead and read some of it.
It says, we believe our class can thrive and be successful. We believe we can have a growth mindset. We will be successful scholars. Let's see. We will journey through culture to find our career, and we can all be great and wonderful scholars.
A question quickly, Anaya and Amelia. Do you feel you benefited from this program? Do you feel good about it? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Anaya. Say.
Yes.
In which way? In what terms? How did you benefit from this? Did it show you something new? Did you learn something important?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think this would affect the way you think about the future? Yes? So what would you like to do in the future, Anaya?
In college, I would like to learn French, and when I get even older, I would like to be a dentist.
Great. How about Amelia?
In college, I want to learn Spanish, and I want to be two things, an electrical engineer, and I want to go to the Olympics and be a gymnast.
Super. Well, I think that would conclude our first session, and we are going to stay with Anita Gerling.
Do we have time to show you some 2-column notes? That was another organizational piece.
If you can go quickly, we take a permission from Trenton in the control room. He's in control.
If he cuts us off.
Yeah. So go ahead. Anaya?
Organization is one of the big pieces with the wicker I was talking about. So they've created notes that are organized so that they can go back and relook at them, add to them, review them.
And these are usually what we use when we go to Socratic seminar. We have our notes to refer to the.
Is there something you want to read quickly?
Or do you want to just show them?
Or you just want to show it to the viewer? Okay, show it to Mr. Michael Peterson. He's going to put the camera on it. Hopefully it will
Anaya
show.
has 3 column notes that she used when we read a story called Birch Bark House, and we were trying to understand how a character's motives and actions, how they affect the story.
So analysis of the kind of book review.
Yes,
Exactly.
I'm trying to understand like the theme of the story. And then Amelia has 2 column notes with fact and opinion from another story we read. I think it was called Rachel's Journal. So finding facts in the
Good
story as well as
handwriting too.
opinions.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you very much indeed, and we are going to have you again hopefully soon.
Thank
We are
you.
going to move to the second part of our show to show more activities of Kirkwood Elementary School.
Perfect.
With us on the set of the Public Access TV tonight, a group of wonderful people who are really doing this. Anita Gerling explained to us that it's not a program that you can buy, but it's a mindset. And we are going to elaborate a little bit on that now that we have Miss Person and Miss Pursley. And to your left is Tiara. Those are the real heroes of the strategy, right? And then Takaya. And to your left side is a big star, that's Mr. Gabriel or Gabe, right?
Yeah.
In the back, there is one of the really leaders in our community, and we are so honored to have you tonight with us, Mr. Kingsley Botchway, who is our next mayor. Not only that, but he is not only on the city council doing marvelous work all over the district, but he is as well the director of equity and staffing in the Iowa City Community School District. So we have a bouquet of experts, and I'll take a backstage now and let you run this. How about Edina? I will call you with your first name, Miss Pursley. So you introduce your guests and tell us how they are going to share with our viewers the ideas about AVID.
Okay, well, we are here to share about our college going culture that we have established this year. And one of the core beliefs of AVID is that all students can go to college as long as they are, given those high expectations and they're supported. And so this year we've been really working on that, starting off the year with referring to my class as the class of 2025. And girls, do you want to talk about one of the first things we did when at the beginning of November? Where did we go?
We went to the University of Iowa, and we saw the kids. Study and work and get ready for their class.
What else did we do, Takaya? Do you remember what we toured? We toured the campus of the university. Yeah, we went to the College of Education. What did we do when we went to the College of Education? Do you remember?
Do you see the classrooms and how the college kids are getting lectures and where they go and all that?
Do you remember what they gave you?
They gave us a bag that said University of Iowa.
It has like a description of what they do, right? Pamphlets and so on, right? Very good.
And it came with a pencil and a tattoo.
Oh, that's wonderful too. I mean, a present, huh?
And then since then, we've, the girls, do you want to share what you did with who did you write letters to?
I wrote letters to Iowa.
So we wrote letters to colleges, asking them for information about their college. So they picked a college that they wanted to write to. Tara, you want to tell the college and what you got?
I picked Iowa Wesleyan, and I got this cute tiger. And they gave me this tiger because their mascot is they're the Tigers. And I got this Iowa Wesleyan Behold book. And I got this helmet that says Iowa Wesleyan. And I got this pendant that said Iowa Wesleyan.
I just want to apologize to our viewers for the special effects. These are not special effects. We have acting upstairs because we have the uptown bills, and they have always some programs. So I'm sorry for the hits that you. That's why the voice is not very clear to our audience here. So Gabe, when you speak, I want you to speak louder so that people will hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're ready.
He's ready.
So go ahead, ask him question now.
One of our big focuses in first grade is really just kind of planting that seed for as they're going through Kirkwood. They'll be working on goal setting and working on that mindset, that belief that they can do what they dream to do. And so one thing that we've done with our scholars in first grade, Gabe, you can look over here and you can explain your goal, is that we set goals for our kids that meet where they're at their level right now. So Gabe is working on reading correct words per minute, and he helps me make his graph. And Gabe, you can talk a little bit about making the graph.
Yeah. Okay. So I read 84 words. The first day I had this goal, and then I read 100.
100 words?
Yeah,
In 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. So 1 minute.
You can be very good in my place here. You can replace me as an anchor man
Yeah.
and be the host of the show next time. How's that?
Yeah, good.
So we worked on our goal setting, and so his next goal is to, can you read on the front of it, Gabe? What's
Yeah.
your next goal?
My next goal is I want to read 115 correct words per minute.
Is that easy?
I think because I already got 100.
Because you work really hard. How do you meet that goal at home? What job do you have to meet that goal? Do you practice?
I practice. Yeah.
Yeah. And another one of our emphasis in first grade is really creating that culture of,
Yeah.
of our classroom. And so, do you want to share our class mission statement? That we
Sure. Can I read it?
Sure.
You sure can. Read it nice and loud, okay?
Okay. We are the class of 2028. We are scholars who learn. We do our jobs so we can read, write, and do math. We are respectful and responsible by caring for our classroom. We care about learning and we care about one another. We love Miss Pearson and Miss Pearson loves us. We are nice, we are good, we are kind, we have fun. We can learn, we will learn, we must learn. We will do great things.
And you are a first grader?
Yep.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
He's ready to be the next mayor, actually. He's ready.
Maybe, yeah.
Tomorrow, so you better
It
watch
will
out.
be a big,
Oh my
a very
gosh.
fierce competition
Yes,
with
he
Mr.
will.
Butchway.
He
You
will.
know, that,
He's ready.
I want to move to Mr. Butchway. I want you to tell me about your impression about this program. And I'm sorry, Mrs. Gerling, it's not a program. This mindset strategy.
It's a great mindset, and I think that the Kirkwood staff here have really embodied what AVID is all about, and it really is presenting our kids with not only just the understanding that college is attainable, but just that they have the options to do what they want with their lives. And so we want to instill with them that greatness. We want to activate that greatness that's already inside of them. And again, the staff here at Kirkwood has done a wonderful job implementing this mindset and making it pervasive throughout all the rest of the staff.
Now, Adina, is there anything you want to say about the program that we missed or overlooked?
I just am so proud of my students, and they were just so proud of themselves when they wrote their letters to their colleges, and they're getting ready right now to present. They're going to do research on their colleges and present that information so that we're all in our class are learning about different colleges and having those discussions. The other thing about AVID that I think has been wonderful is that this has opened up doors to have lots of conversations with parents about college and really creating that vision that their child can go to college.
And backstage, before we started going on the air, you explained to me that you just try to figure out with kids and parents that it's not only about college, it's about thinking. And Mr. Butchway, I think you added to that it's how to make a choice, how to select the best thing for you, right?
Right. I mean, basically, it's about, we want to prepare our students for college. We know that our students will make a variety of different choices when they get to that standpoint, but we want them to excel, be able to critically think, be able to engage, be, amazing people in the Iowa City community. And so AVID helps provide a mindset and foundation for that work.
Renee, Miss, is there anything you think you want to add? I think, how about the mission statement?
For our
How do
mission
you
statement?
yeah, I want you to give me a little bit
About how we created
Yeah.
it. So what we did, again, with the note-taking that we saw in the previous section, we took ideas, and in my classroom, in first grade, it's difficult because at the beginning of the year especially, we don't have writers as fluent writers as we do in 4th and 5th grade, where they can write a lot on their own. And so a lot more of that is teacher scripted and teacher directed. So at the beginning of the year, we did our 2-column notes on the smartboard. So I wrote down ideas of what first graders do and what they see, and what they want our classroom to look like and feel like. And so we wrote notes about and they came up with the word learn, and we read and we write, we do math. All of the words that are kind of in their rainbow writing are words that the kids came up with on our note-taking chart. And then I put that together in our mission statement and added the kind of in-between words. And then we read that every morning as a class, and it's posted in our classroom, and we shared it with families. So it's kind of how we created ours, and that's similar to different grade levels.
Well, it has been a wonderful display of real effort in our community, and you have to be credited for being pioneers in that. And as I said before, Kirkwood has always had this initiative, and we had previous experience with Kirkwood Elementary. So we thank you very much, and as you probably know, Gabe, you can watch this on channel 18, channel 21, that's cable channels.
Okay.
Do you have one of those big high-definition TVs at home? Or a small one?
Like the big ones?
Yeah?
The ones that are
Yeah,
the
like
same
this
size
one,
as
yeah.
mine? Yeah, it's kind of the same size as
Yeah, it may be the 800
It's
number.
like the same size as
Right.
the screen.
It may be the
that's-
800 number, it will not be the 18 and 21. They have different numbers, so you have to
Yeah.
look at it. But very important that we are on YouTube, so you can watch us. I know that Mr. Trenton, our technical director here, is doing all the efforts to make it easy for people to watch it on YouTube, maybe tonight. Thank you very much, Mr. Batchway, Miss Person, Miss Persley, and Tiara, and of course Takaya, and the big upcoming star, Gabe. Ladies and gentlemen, having finished the wonderful program with Kirkwood Elementary, I would say have a very good night from Iowa City.